Are you fond of eating Indian food but are afraid of cooking it? Well, you've come to the right place where I hope to make Indian food less intimidating and more enjoyable to cook at home. Hello, my name is Ben Paturi. Welcome to Eats India and our first show in our series on Indian cooking. Today we're going to make two basic yet simple dishes, yellow lentil and white rice, a perfect start to our beginner series. First, we're going to make yellow lentil. There are many varieties of lentil available in India to make this particular dish, but today we are going to use split pigeon pea. I have 1 cup of split pigeon pea which we are going to wash thoroughly before we bring it to a boil. So I'm going to add water and just gently wash it and then drain the water. So I have the washed lentil here which I'm now going to add to a heavy bottomed stock pot or a saucepan. To this, we're going to add 4 times the amount of water. Lentil thickens as it cooks, so it's important to make sure we have enough water while it's cooking. If you need to add more water to thin it down later, make sure you add hot water. I'm going to now transfer it to the stove and bring it to a rapid boil on a high heat. It takes a good 40 minutes or so for the lentil to cook. We are looking for our lentil to be well done. The lentil is rapidly boiling now. You can see the scum that's forming on top, so we're going to gently skim it off. Now that our lentil is rapidly boiling, we are going to add a few other seasonings to it. First, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and then we're going to add a slit green chili. Skim the lentil a few times throughout the cooking process. Add additional water to the lentil if needed. Once finished, our lentil should have a pouring consistency. Our lentil has been cooking for about 40 minutes now and it almost looks cooked. And so we're going to use a masher and mash it. The lentil should be very soft and easily mashable. We're going to also add 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. Reserve a few leaves for garnish for later. Our lentil is fully cooked now, so we're going to turn off the heat and add the lentil to a serving dish. Be careful, it'll be very hot. And set this aside. So there are 2 parts to preparing lentil. One is cooking your lentil to a soft buttery texture, and the second, which we are going to do now, is add flavor to the lentil using a technique called tempering, wherein whole spices or ground spices are added to hot oil to extract the flavorings of the spices and then add it to the dish. We're going to now prepare the tempering. Heat a small frying pan on a medium-high heat and add a tablespoon of oil. It's important that your oil is hot before you add any other spices to it. You don't want it to smoke. If it's smoking, that means your oil is burnt. Now you're going to add 1 tablespoon of cumin, and you can hear it crackle. To that, we are going to add 2 cloves of garlic, chopped garlic. Let the garlic brown a little bit. At this point, make sure you reduce your heat source so that it doesn't burn. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of red chili powder. You can increase or decrease the amount based on your taste. And finally, we are going to add a tablespoon of butter. Now the butter will also cool down the mixture and stop it from further cooking and burning. You can smell it now. You can almost smell this entire spice mixture come alive. We are going to now add the oil spice mixture to your cooked lentil with a quick mix. We're going to add a few cilantro leaves as garnish. And your yellow lentil is ready. So now we're going to cook our second dish, a staple to Indian food and a perfect pairing to yellow lentil, white rice. India is predominantly a rice-eating country. There are several varieties of rice, but for this particular dish, we are going to use basmati rice. Basmati rice is a fragrant variety of Indian rice. You can also use long-grained rice. So we're going to take 1 cup of basmati rice and add it to a pan with a tight-fitting lid. And just like the lentil, we're going to thoroughly wash our rice. Cooked rice should be light and fluffy, and in order to achieve that consistency, it's important to wash your rice. Processed rice has a lot of starch dust in it, so I'm going to in fact wash it a second time. So here we have 1 cup of washed rice, to which we are going to add 2 cups of water. To achieve the long grain that's characteristic of cooked basmati rice, we're going to soak our rice for about 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes, so we're going to transfer the pan to the stove and cook it on a high heat and bring it to a rolling boil. You're going to cook the rice for about 8 minutes or until the rice and the water level in the pan are at about the same. Stir it a few times so it doesn't stick to the bottom. The rice has been boiling for about 8 minutes now, and you can see that the water level and the rice level in the pan are at about the same. And that's when you're going to reduce the heat to a simmer, cover it, and cook it for about 5 to 7 minutes. Our rice has been simmering for about 7 minutes now, so we're going to turn it off. Remove the lid. Be careful, it'll be very hot. Give it a quick stir from the sides to release the excess steam. Fluff it a little bit. Cover. Let it sit for about 5 minutes and then transfer it to a serving bowl. Our yellow lentil and white rice are ready, and I can't wait to taste some of it. So I'm going to serve myself a little white rice and then the lentil. Let's try some. Delicious. The lentil is nice and buttery and the rice is cooked well. Excellent. So there you have it, from our kitchen to yours. Yellow lentil and white rice. Until next time, namaste and thank you for watching It's India.